A lot of guys don't realize this, but from the instant you approach a woman, she can sense almost immediately whether you're someone who's confident with women or someone just craving attention. It's not about your appearance, bank account, or even your outfit. It comes down to your vibe. Women are incredibly perceptive. We pick up on subtle cues you're not even aware you're giving off. One of the first things we notice is neediness. That slight cling in your voice, the way you nervously explain yourself too much, or your constant fishing for approval, it all gives off one loud signal: please like me. Nothing makes attraction fade faster than that energy. What actually catches a woman's attention? A man who speaks his truth without looking desperate. A guy who knows how to state his interest without needing to beg. Someone who commands the room's attention without chasing validation. That kind of presence is rare, and that's exactly why it's magnetic. Think about it. When you walk into a space and you're not looking for attention, yet people still notice you, that's what sexual energy feels like. And women are instinctively drawn to it. We want to feel like you're choosing to engage with us, not leaning on us to fix a hole in your life. You don't need to be arrogant. Actually, cockiness can often be insecurity in disguise. What really matters is a calm, rooted confidence. That's solid in a vibe that says, I know who I am. I'm clear on what I want, and I'll be fine either way. When that's your energy, it doesn't even matter if you say something as simple as, hey, I saw you and had to come say hi. It feels different. It hits differently. It's grounded, masculine, and intentional. Too many men overthink their way out of connection. You stress over the perfect opener, the funniest line, or what performance will win her over. But that whole performance energy, it's repellent. It makes us feel like you're trying too hard because deep down, you're unsure if you're enough. Instead of aiming to say something impressive, focus on being impressive by staying calm and self-assured. Want to stand out? Quit trying so hard to stand out. Just be clear, direct, and honest. Let her know you're interested, without giving off the vibe that you've been parched for female attention your whole life. What women crave is the feeling of being picked from a place of abundance, not as someone you desperately need to feel whole. That's when we feel the spark. That's when we start wondering, who is this guy who's so composed, so sure of himself, and totally unafraid to speak openly? Real confidence doesn't shout. It's not flexing or flaunting. It's in how you hold a gaze, the ease in your smile, the pause before your words. It's that calm energy, not performing, not pushing, just being real. And that's when the dynamic changes. We stop seeing you as someone trying to score and start sensing we're in the presence of a man who doesn't need us, but chooses us. That's where chemistry begins. That's when our guard starts slipping. Not because you said something slick, but because you showed up fully, without apology. Now picture this. You approach a woman, and she picks up that you're trying to tick every box, say the right line, be the ideal guy. Sure, she might smile, might even seem nice, but the spark won't be there. But if you walk up steady, honest, and cool with whatever the outcome is, she'll notice. She might test you, say something sarcastic, throw in a cheeky comment just to see if you'll stumble. And if you stay composed and playful through it, She'll think, oh, this guy gets it. So if you want to be the man she remembers, the one who stays on her mind that same night, start with this: be clear, not clingy. Express what you want without chasing it. Speak openly, but don't over-justify. And above all, stop trying to impress, just express. That's the line between the guy who gets ghosted and the guy she wants to go home with. Here's another mistake a lot of guys make. They're scared to let the energy turn a little flirtatious. You can joke, chat, be friendly, but if you never cross that invisible line into real physical tension, you stay in the just a friend zone. And then you wonder why she doesn't see you that way. Attraction isn't logical, it's emotional and physical. If she doesn't feel something, there's no excitement, no curiosity, no urgency. And if you want something real to happen, especially that same day, you need to start stirring that tension early. Not in a forced or vulgar way, but with deliberate, natural energy. Sexual energy isn't about dirty talk. It's about the way you carry yourself. The subtle tone of someone who knows what he wants and enjoys being around women without fear of showing it. Most guys keep it too clean, too polite, too surface level. But playing it safe doesn't spark desire. A woman wants to feel like you see her not just as someone to talk to, but someone you're mentally undressing while still respecting her completely. It's in your eyes, the slight drop in your voice, the way you let your words brush against her imagination. That's how you create a charged sexual vibe without crossing any line. Compliments like, there's something seriously hot about the way you light up when you talk about what you love, do way more than a generic "you're pretty." Playful teasing like, you look like the type of trouble I might actually want to get into, will get a smike every time. That kind of banter creates intrigue. It tells her you're not afraid to go there. You're not treating her like your sister or your colleague. You see her. You want her. And it shows. The trick? You don't need to lay it on thick. A little goes a long way. Go too hard and it feels off. But if you weave it in slowly, like seasoning, it's irresistible. A hand on the small of her back when you lean in. A knowing smile when she flirts back. Eye contact that lingers just a second too long. These subtle moments form a dialogue without words, and they're incredibly powerful. But it only works if your energy matches. You can't flirt if you're nervous or unsure. If your voice shakes or your body language is off, it kills the vibe. But if you're calm in your body and solid in yourself, even the simplest line can land with weight. Something like, that smile of yours is seriously dangerous, will hit hard. Not because of the words, but because of the way you say them. You have to mean it. Feel it. Women respond less to your lines, more to your intent. And when she teases you back, own it. Laugh at yourself. Say, guilty. Don't defend. Don't explain. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being unapologetically you. That's what builds tension. And tension, when handled right, creates that delicious kind of attraction that leads to opportunities you never have to chase. If you spend the whole night talking about your wife, Netflix, or your future golden retriever, you're giving her a resume, not a reason to fantasize. You're not here to be her therapist or emotional comfort zone. You're here to spark something real. Something that wakes her up, makes her laugh, makes her wonder what it'd feel like to be close to you. Really close. Once that thought's in her head, it grows. When a woman starts wondering what it might be like to be with you, everything else gets easier. Words become secondary. It's not about keeping the convo going. It's about making her feel something. Too many guys talk at women. What you want to do is build a moment with her. You've got to create an emotional bubble, a shared space where nothing else exists but the two of you. That's where all the connection happens. That's when time slows down. Her phone, her surroundings, all fade away. She becomes engaged, open, present. This isn't about manipulation. It's about presence. It's about listening, not just with your ears, but with your energy. Most men are waiting for their turn to talk. You need to be the one who listens deeply. Ask questions that pull her into her imagination, not her resume. Skip what do you do? Try what's something spontaneous you've done that ended up unforgettable. Or, if you could disappear right now, where would you go? And who's going with you? These questions create emotion, story, mood, and that's what draws a woman in. And when she shays, reflect it back. Don't overtalk. Respond with curiosity, even a bit of mystery. If she says she's always dreamed of Italy, don't just nod. Say, so you're the kind of woman who'd lose herself in a foreign city just for the thrill of it. Now you're building a story, a vibe, and you become the guy who sees that adventurous part of her. Let's talk about leadership in a way that actually turns heads, because when it's done right, it's magnetic. It's about confidence, decisiveness, and the ability to shape the moment. The truth? Most women don't want to be the one steering the night. We don't want to carry the interaction, babysit your confidence, or constantly ask, so, what's next? We want to feel like we can settle into your presence, like you've got this. So many guys ask, what should I say now? Should I check if she wants to move somewhere else? Should I ask how she's feeling? But when that kind of questioning becomes your default, it signals doubt, and doubt kills the vibe. She starts to feel like she's the one creating the energy, setting the tone, carrying the whole connection. And when a woman has to lead, she can't let go. She's stuck in her head, and if she's not in her body, nothing physical is happening. The magic happens when a man steps in and takes control, not aggressively, but with confidence. You guide, you suggest, you flow in a way that lets her ease into following. If the energy's building and getting playful, don't wait for her to ask, so what now? You already know what it looks like. Maybe it's, let's bounce, there's a spot with better music, or I'm headed to that bar inside, come with me. You're not asking permission, you're confidently including her in your direction. When a woman sees a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to guide her toward it, it creates trust. And that trust, that's what opens the door to intimacy. Leadership is also about managing energy. If the vibe dips, don't freeze, steer it back. Be playful, shift topics, start a fun challenge, throw in something spontaneous. Physical attraction doesn't grow in flatness. It grows in rhythm, tension, and a little mischief. She'll match you if you know how to lead the charge. But if you stay lukewarm, she does too. You've got to lean in. Flirt harder. Bring that spark. She'll rise to meet you there. Don't wait for her to get bolder or sexier. Take her there. And do it with your body too. When you move, she should feel a purpose behind it. If you reach for her hand, don't do it like you're bracing for rejection. Do it like it's the most natural thing in the world. That calm, grounded masculine energy, it makes her feel safe. Not just physically, but emotionally. It tells her, you're okay here. You know what you're doing, and she can just breathe and enjoy the ride. Now let's be clear. Leading doesn't mean ignoring her signals or stepping over boundaries. True leadership means building momentum while staying fully tuned in. You pay attention. You stay present. If she pulls away, you ease off. No ego, no pressure. If she leans in, you keep things moving. It's a dance. And when you lead it right, she doesn't just follow. She wants to follow. That's when things escalate naturally. That's when she starts saying yes before you even ask. Because when she's with a man who leads with confidence, her overthinking shuts down and her body lights up. She stops analyzing and starts feeling. The moment feels smooth, electric. The direction is clear. And all she has to do is let go. That's when intimacy flows, not forced, but free. She's not managing the moment. She's surrendering to it. So when you with her, step into that leadership role, not with arrogance, but with assurance. Don't wait to be chosen. Choose. Don't ask her to take the wheel. Drive. Don't stall in doubt. Move. And here's where most men mess it up. You've built everything right. You approached with ease, sparked a vibe, flirted, touched, led. She's into it. Present. Laughing. Maybe even touching you back. And then you freeze. You start overanalyzing. Is this the right time? Am I reading this right? And just like that, hesitation wrecks the moment. The spark fades. Her energy drops. You're stuck in neutral, and she's already checked out mentally. What you have to understand is this: women give signals constantly. But if you're stuck in your head, you miss them. We won't always say, I want you. We won't always spell it out. Instead, we speak through body language, voice, subtle cues. Is she leaning in, making long eye contact, touching your arm or laughing and brushing your shoulder? Is she playing with her hair, biting her lip, tilting her head as she listens? Is her voice getting softer, her energy more open? These are signs, and when those signs stack, that's your green light. Now, acting on it doesn't mean jumping the gun. It means progressing the moment with calm, grounded confidence. Maybe you lean in a little. Maybe your hand slides to her hip, her thigh, her cheek, whatever feels natural. You hold her gaze, not nervously, but with certainty. And you say something low and solid like, let's get out of here, or I want to be alone with you right now. You don't ask, you lead. If she's shown she's into it, she doesn't need you to treat her like a skittish stranger. She needs you to keep leading with presence, with sensitivity. And if you misread it, that's okay. If she pulls away, don't shrink. Don't take it personally. Stay cool. Say something like, "No rush. I just like being close to you." That calmness, that non-reaction, it relaxes her. And sometimes it even reopens the door. Because real confidence isn't about forcing anything. It's about owning the moment wherever it leads. And that sense of certainty, that presence, makes her feel safe enough to go deeper. Because once she feels seen, safe, sexy, she wants the same thing you do. We're not out here looking to take the wheel. We're waiting for someone to create a moment that feels right. A man who makes her feel sexy, safe, and desired. He doesn't have to convince her. She wants it. So when you've built that energy, don't wait for lightning to strike. Don't wait for the perfect sign. If the vibe's right and she's open, move. Lead the moment. Be bold. Be grounded. Be clear. That's how you close. Not with the perfect words, but with the kind of presence that makes her want to follow you all the way to your bed. Once again, my name is Miss D, and this is Love Talk with D. Remember to click on the subscribe button to stay glued to the channel. Like this video and drop your thoughts down below. See you in my next one. Bye for now.